Okay, guys, let's give you a quick look at our eSignature solution for registration. Now, this solution's been around for a really long time. We've gone through a number of iterations of it, and it is used prolifically across a number of MEDITECH hospitals to eliminate copious amounts of forms. So here's what you're looking at. This is our solution. We call it Passport. Specifically, it's VNUI being used in the context of registration, and this will automatically pop up after the registration process for the patient is complete. And what we are doing behind the scenes is we are going to automatically select the forms for this particular patient. So we're going to leverage information such as financial class, language, perhaps where the patient is from, to choose these forms. So, we'll bring up the forms in Spanish or English or French, or we'll bring up Medicare forms or whatever it is, out of country forms if the patient is from a different country. So we'll do all of that, and all those forms will be staged over here on the left-hand side. Now, if any additional forms are needed, they can be selected from the right-hand side. We've got different forms that you can choose from, and we have different form groups that are available as well. Now, those form groups, of course, can be restricted. So if I'm a registration clerk, probably don't need to see obstetrics forms or radiology forms, etc., right? So anyways, let's focus on these three forms right here. I can select them individually to present them to the patient, or in this case, I'm going to select all of them, and let's just go through each one of these one by one. Okay, so the first form that I bring up here is the consent for treatment and release of information acknowledgement. Now, we can present a number of different types of forms. We've got the patient data up in the upper right-hand corner. You can present this form to the patient either in a laminated copy or a monitor facing the patient or a tablet. That's what a lot of the hospitals are doing these days, is they're actually presenting these forms to the patient on the tablet so they can see the form in its full form factor. So I'll click next, and then I'll go over here to the signature capture area. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this, and I'm going to use my stylus, and I'll put my signature and touch OK. There it is. Signature is time and date stamped. We can capture the witness signature at the same point in time. I'm going to go ahead and click complete. And that brings me up to my next form, which is the financial agreement. So again, I can read this. Everything looks good. I can click here to sign. I'll go ahead and sign it once more. Touch OK. Signature's time and date stamped. And once again, I'll hit complete, go to the next form. And here we are finally in the important message from Medicare. Now, one of the things that is important about this is that it's a government form. We can make the form look exactly as though the federal or state government requires. And so that's actually, kind of a big deal. And it's very easy for us to make the form look like what it needs to look like according to what the state or government, federal government mandates. So once again, I'll sign this. Sloppy signature there, but whatever. There's my signature. Once again, time and date stamped. I'll hit complete. And now we're back in our application. And as you can see, there are no more forms staged for that particular patient. So what we just did is, again, we took a MEDITECH registration process. We automatically selected the forms that were needed. We staged them so that registration clerk doesn't have to choose what forms are needed. So that's a big deal. We're able to present these forms electronically to the patient using a number of different devices, whether it's a Topaz or Wacom LCD device or something like an iPad or an Android tablet. The patient can look at it, view it, electronically sign off on it. Once these documents are completed, they're sent electronically into the patient chart inside of MEDITECH Scanning and Archiving. So there you have it, a completely paperless process in registration from start to finish, and we've been doing this long enough now. We can turnkey these projects in anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon how engaged the client is. So there you go. Thanks a lot for checking it out, guys.